We really need to talk. So I've come to a decision that it's time to say goodbye to the channel. As we know it, I want the channel to be my thing, your thing, a legit thing, a worthwhile thing. And I've put a lot into it, yet I've never really had the time to put absolutely everything into it to get it to that place. Plus, making The Empire Strikes Door, aka the most time-consuming thing ever, didn't help. But now, thanks to the pandemic, I'm probably not going to get the bulk of my formerly regular freelance work back well into next year, if at all. So here I am. This has to be the moment. One last bigger push than ever to get this channel moving. Because it hasn't been moving, and it isn't going to move anytime soon, as this inspirational projection demonstrates. It would be easier to just quit, but I'm not going to do that yet. But things clearly need to change to get over this wretched hump. So there's 3 things I'm trying. A lot of you, by the way, messaged me thoughts and ideas on the community tab a little while back, so thank you for that. I've took a lot of it on board. First, total rebrand. Got a new studio, by the way. Made it myself. By that I mean I stuck something on a wall. So I think if you stumble on one of my videos and like it, the chances are you'll probably like a lot of what else I've done and do. Not all, but it all comes under the same movie, pop culture umbrella. But if you look at the homepage, it doesn't really advertise the content very well or marry it up. I also think having my human name as the channel name might be part of that. I'm just a random dude really, and it's just a random dude's name who's randomly done a random Star Wars video. So I'm serving notice here and now that from next week, this channel, henceforth, shall be known as The Geeknd. Rise. I'm not the Geeknd, by the way, and there's no rapping yet. But I might keep my name in brackets for a few weeks for those who haven't seen this video so they know it's still this channel. And mostly because my ego wants me to cling on for just a little bit longer. Also, this name, the colour scheme, dedicated social media accounts, it gives me a chance to uniform everything better, get the message out there more, and hopefully show there is value for someone new to subscribe. There's also a bit of a content shake-up which I'll come on to in a moment. But the second thing, Patreon, yeah. I wonder how many people switched off then. Look, I've put this off for over 5 years now. Quite a few of you have suggested I should do it over the years, and I've just never really been comfortable with it. Like my content isn't worthy of it. Receiving money for hard work, things people like, is weird. I don't know. But I've tried all I can to get financial support for the channel elsewhere, and it's not working. For now. I make around £25 a month from advertising, and that's a good month. I've had 1 sponsorship offer in 5 years. Actually, I've had a few more, but they weren't products I could comfortably promote to you. So it's all your fault, basically. That's what I'm saying. So I've caved in. And to be honest, I think I'm the only one not doing it these days. The channel does cost money, not just time, and it needs more of both to get to the aforementioned promised land. And I think it deserves a final big push chance. I also want to keep this channel unique within the niche and not always have to pander to the algorithm to create videos that everybody else is doing and doing very well in most cases. Patreon can help with that. So I've done it, it's live, 4 simple tiers starting at the price of a coffee a month, link in the description, but I know not everybody can do this, especially in these dark times. And I think it's important to say that you don't owe me anything, please don't feel like you do, or that you have to explain yourself. You don't. There are other ways to support, and you have been for all these years, but this really is the best way, if you can. And it also remains a free public service. Nothing you had before is going to be behind a paywall. If anything, you're getting more with the plan that I have. And you'll get even more than more on Patreon. Final thing on that, one day when the other side of things pick up, I'd like to stop the Patreon or maybe reduce it to 1 equal cheaper tier for those who still want it. Anyway, thirdly and finally, most importantly, for content. Some regular strands stay, some go. First up, there will be an actual schedule. There will also be a weekly live show. The live show being called The Geeknd Live. 5-hour brainstorm for that one. So that will start on Tuesday the 10th of November, but will eventually move to later in the week. But first, for Mando Season 2, I'm going to release a review every Friday. There will no longer be the not very frequent Hair for Radio podcast though. I didn't renew the subscription, and I just think the focus has to be here, and that was kind of here and there, if you know what I mean. For now, anyway. These are the actors you're looking for, stays and gets a shiny new look. There'll be at least one a month, hopefully more, especially when conventions start up again. I'm also taking it back to how I used to do it, with voiceovers, a bit more produced, formatted, and the first new one goes live next week, Tuesday. But you can get it earlier than that though, via Patreon. Sorry. Where they made that, the location series remains, partly because I still have a bunch I haven't edited from travels, and they seem to be getting the most views actually recently. I was lucky, I had a freelance job working at sports events around the world, so I got to travel and get paid for it, so I could make these on the cheap back in the day. Also, I'm lucky to be in the UK where there's so many locations on my doorstep and not just the obvious ones. It's a work in progress, format wise, quality wise, and I want it to be like the go-to geeky travel show. And the final flagship content for now is brand new. It's a gamble as well because it's so time consuming and has financial expenses, but I think you might like it. I'll be telling you more about it very soon, but think John Oliver's Last Week Tonight in the Star Wars universe. I was going to release it ahead of Mando coming out, but there's so much other stuff happening with the relaunch, and also from a Star Wars point of view, I think I need to focus on Mando related content while it's running. Maybe I'll release it partway through, give Mando a chance to enjoy the limelight for a bit first. Anyway, that's the flagship content, and of course there'll be new ideas tested, general videos, reviews of relevant stuff, non-Star Wars interviews. I also want to do lots of creator collabs as well. Collaborations. So there we go. It's not really goodbye, it's just the beginning. Hope you're keeping well, and that's it for this video. These are the actors you're looking for. Returns next week. Patreon is live. You can go now.